Hey, what's up? How you doing, everyone? It's James Amera here at SwitchWatch, your home for everything Nintendo Switch related. Now, I hope you're having a great week. I'm back today. Yes, it's that time of the week where we go bargain hunting and help you uncover the best games on sale across the UK, EU, and US eShops. Now, of course, every week is different, and this week it seems that the UK and EU is the best place for deals. So, without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at the games this week. Kicking things off this week, I'm going for some scary thrills. Green Hell is a relentlessly brutal survival game that never takes its foot off of your neck. Set in an open world rainforest, the horror of this landscape sets upon you from every corner and every angle. Bites and infections can take hold of you. Jaguars and other creatures are all keen, very keen to sink their teeth into you. And as you need to gather the bare essentials to survive, the rainforest punishes you. And that's before you get to the tribal inhabitants who are not pleased to see you, not at all. You will most certainly fail, and that's a few times before you realise that you have the right components to make the required tool, weapon or antidote. It's equally frustrating and very rewarding. There are many mechanics at play here, and yet they all are woven together well with a really decent story. The Switch port is solid, it looks really nice, and perhaps the only downside is the mapping of controls from a keyboard and mouse to a controller. They're a little bit awkward, but aside from that, this is a harsh yet satisfying survival game that is solid and currently has a very healthy 75% off. Up next, it's the beautiful Ni no Kuni. This is a charming tale that unfolds through the use of animation storyboarded and created by the legendary Studio Ghibli and music composed by the renowned Joe Hisaishi. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch combines beautiful animated visuals, masterful storytelling, and a sweeping score to create an epic role-playing adventure that's like no other. This one really blew Juan away when he reviewed it. You can check out his review up at the top right hand side, and be sure you're getting a great game if you do pick this one up. In Immortals Fenyx Rising, you play as Fenyx in a beautiful open world that is a homage to Greek mythology. Your quest takes you on a long journey in which you must harness the power of the gods in your fight against the dark forces. You can tame animals, collect resources, and glide across the world. This game was not shy about borrowing from Zelda Breath of the Wild, so it's fitting to play it on the Switch. And now it has its largest ever sale on yet, with 60% off in the UK and EU. Oh yes, the Roll 'em Up Classic is back, this time with some nice new cutscenes and in full glorious HD. At a time when games are competing for ultra realism and graphical supremacy, Katamari is a breath of fresh air. A simple and fun game in which the Joy-Cons work really well and you can play alone or with friends in multiplayer. Now that one is definitely the best way to play it if you ask me. If you're after some harmless fun with the family, then certainly give this one a try. Terry Kavanagh has a knack for making simple and addictive punishing games like Super Hexagon, and this time he's taken things in a really different direction. Dicey Dungeons is a roguelike deck building game with a lot of randomness thrown in for good measure. As a giant die, you take on Lady Luck, putting your strategy against the roll of the dice as you level up, get loot, and unlock new characters. The game is really slick, and the soundtrack is fantastic. It's a title that you'll definitely enjoy a lot more than you're expecting. Rayman Legends on the Nintendo Switch is a great blast. It's one of the best platformers in recent years, and the definitive version on the Switch brings a few additions to the already large game. You can enjoy this one by yourself, where you can take advantage of playing on the move, or with a friend as you take on the colourful worlds. There's lots of content here, and this is a real firm family favourite. If you've got children and you can play with them, well, then this is going to be a great time for all of you. I do love a good old competitive party game, and the best ones are easy to pick up and play, make you laugh, and get way too competitive. Boomerang Food fits that mould perfectly, ticking all of those boxes. Each arena offers different approaches, and there are power-ups to race for. There are not that many modes or online play, but this is perfect if you have a few friends or family over, and it's one that's just a good laugh. Child of Light from Ubisoft is a really stunning RPG. This is critically acclaimed for all sorts of reasons, and now it has an unmissable 70% off. It's a really great price, and this game plays beautifully on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, of course, it's a Ubisoft game, which means it's on sale regularly, but I doubt it'll get more money off than this for quite a while. It's now just £4.80 in the UK. Everything from the watercolour visuals to the quirky Brothers Grimm fairy tale storyline and the well thought out in-battle mechanics are truly superb. Down in Bermuda is an intriguing short puzzle adventure with a really charming tale and nice character to it. Having crash landed into this mysterious region 30 years ago, you've been surviving on this desert island since then. Fast forward, and as an elderly man, you've decided it's time to get back and set off to do so. Your journey takes you across 6 different islands for around about 4 hours from start to finish. Mostly, you need to look around beautifully drawn areas to find gems, a bit like Where's Wally really. There are some mini games thrown in and a pleasant soundtrack as well. At full price it's quite steep, but with 80% off it's much more palatable and a nice little one to enjoy. The Just Dance formula from Ubisoft hasn't really changed much since the first release back in 2009. I guess if it ain't broke, then why fix it and all that. You pick up a Joy-Con and copy professional dancers' moves as they strut their stuff over a bunch of popular tracks. This year's entry is very similar to last year's, but the ability to hold a mobile has returned, which is a welcome addition, and the 41 tracks this year are quite broad and decent. There is also a kids mode, which takes down the complexity so your little ones can enjoy it as well. With 60% off, and whilst a lot of people are stuck in the house, this is a great way to do a workout and make it fun. It's also a laugh to play with your family members, including the little ones. The game has become quite polished, and aside from the new tracks, it's a bit hard to justify investing each time around, but it's easy to recommend if you don't own an older iteration. One thing to be aware of though is Just Dance Unlimited, which is a subscription service that unlocks a huge number of additional tracks but costs quite a bit. The TakeOver is a side-scrolling beat-em-up inspired by the genre-defining classic games of the 90s like Streets of Rage. It does this in a retro shell with a modern face over it, and it works really well. You can battle solo or alongside a friend in local co-op whilst listening to some really awesome tunes. There are some legendary producers that made them for this, and I also like the visuals as well. Give this one a go if you're after something else. Summer in Mara is a laid-back farming sim adventure game that has bags of charm, looks lovely and runs really well on the Switch. With all that said though, it doesn't quite get the gameplay addictive shine that other games in its category have. But nevertheless, if you're after a chilled game, then this one might be for you. The original Bleed is a tight, focused twin-stick shooter with platforming thrown in for good measure. There is no filler, it's fast-paced action at its finest. In this bundle, you get the original title and its sequel, which offers an even better experience. If you're after a solid action game to enjoy from start to finish, then this bundle is a great choice. Throw in the multiple difficulty levels that unlock additional items, and you're on to a real winner, especially with 85% off. And that's it for today, folks. A bunch of games that we believe are great bargains. What is your favourite? Do let us know down below. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking this video out. Really do appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again on the next one. Until then, take care.